Weeks end, weeks end, weeks end. Hey, what's happening? Ryan Boyles, the Rab. Welcome to Weeks End, buddy. It's Friday. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Yes.
Yes,
You know what?
I'm psyched. I don't know about you, but I'm excited for the weekend.
It feels like it's been an extremely long week, so I've been looking forward to this.
Every week is extremely long. At least it feels like it. It all feels the same.
Time has no meaning, but
No, it doesn't.
So we've got a chock full menu of geeky, nerdy goodness today.
We do. What's up first?
So,
SpaceX.
Let's go first. I'm going to share my screen. I think should
I do my rocket dance again?
Go for it, man. Do it.
Okay.
Do it.
This was the hop, so this would be more like.
Yes. All right, here we go.
Flying silo.
Well, this is not. We covered the
splashdown.
But I wanted to talk about the splashdown because that was the space news kind of that didn't get a lot of coverage, frankly. And I want to give a special shout out to the two astronauts that were in the super
Bob and Doug.
Futuristic. Bob and Doug.
Yes.
They have the coolest spacesuits on this planet or any other planet, frankly.
Yes.
And they splashed down after it was the first splashdown in 45 years.
45 years.
Kind of crazy, right?
And I'd like to give a negative shout out, an actual go backwards negative shout out to the idiot boaters who surrounded the capsule after it came in. Now, maybe they didn't set up a good range for safety and security, but still, like, put your stupid political flags down, back your boat off, and give those boys some room. That's it. That's all I got to say about that. I wasn't happy.
Well, I know what you're saying. So, I mean, boater safety, very important.
Boater safety, baby. Hey, so this was cool. What are we doing here? Oh, look at that.
I'm just trying to find the right tabs here. I wanted you to talk about, we've talked about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, our mutual love for the old comic. So I saw that you posted something about one of your comic book memories that Gail Simone was asking about, right?
Sure, but before we do that, I think that two of us should sing the theme song. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Heroes in a half shell. Turtle power. So turtle power. Dude. I don't know what this is. So
now I want pizza, man. Thanks.
I had pizza last night. So there was a discussion on Twitter, I don't know, last week. I know it's been a little while since we were able to connect, called #BestComicPage. And what they were looking for, so Gail Simone was asking for people, what's your all-time favorite comic book page? Go ahead and click this and open it up. So, yes, I was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan. I still am. Original comic, grew up where it came from. But this is my all-time favorite comic book page. And the reason for that is because in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 11, June 1987, they had this page right here. What is special about this page? Well, at one point, the Turtles, recovering from a battle, actually left New York City to escape Shredder and the Foot Clan. And they went to Northampton, Massachusetts. Actually, I think they went to Hatfield or Hadley or something, but they drove through Northampton, Massachusetts. This is a absolute flawless recreation of downtown Northampton. Now, on the corner there, you can sort of see a little bit where it says Sweeties. That candy store is still there. And some of those stores are still there. The Woolworths is gone. It's a CVS now, but where it says Nonotuck Savings Bank, you can still see that old mural up there. My point is here I am going through a comic book, and it was like, holy shit, that's my hometown. Like when this comic book came out, I was living like a mile and a half from this. So anyway, that is my favorite comic book page. Isn't that cool? Can you imagine that?
Yeah. I gotta dig this up. I probably have too many to choose from, but I'm gonna think about this. But this one is awesome. You know, the reason I loved this book back in the day was just I had such an appreciation for the illustrators and the inkers. And when I was in junior high school, I was trying to do some of this myself. And I was just blown away by the detail and the care and consideration for for frames like this.
I mean, Mirage Studios, man, they brought the talent. And it wasn't just Eastman and Laird. And it wasn't just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They had all kinds of really cool comics. Usagi Yojimbo, Gizmo, they had all kinds of stuff. And I agree. So the stories, characters, inking, all of it, the lettering, all of it was fantastic. But
what I have to challenge you on, though, is I think you need this needs to be hashtag Townie Turtles or something, right?
Hashtag Townie Turtles. I like that.
All right.
I like that.
All right.
What's next?
So you reminded me of pizza, and I got kind of scared and excited and hungry all at the same time when I saw somebody on Instagram this week share something called pizza skulls. And I think it's basically these little molded pizza bites that have ooey gooey goodness inside, And my comment was food dares, I got to try it. That's just the way it is. So
to me, this looks like if you had a Temple of Doom themed restaurant, this would be an appetizer.
Yeah. So my challenge is that I think you and I should make a couple of weird things, bring them on the show for the lunch hour, and do a taste test.
I didn't get to this size by not eating. I like this plan.
Salty snacks and pizza all wrapped up in one.
I don't have any food in here. That's terrible. Okay. Yeah, I like it. Pizza Skulls. Pizza Skulls would also be a good name for a late 80s pre-grunge, semi-emo punk band who are struggling with their own identities. Hello, Cleveland. We all Pizza Skulls. Okay, next.
Pizza Skulls.
We all Pizza Skulls.
Yeah,
I don't know what the hell that accent is. I'm very sorry to anybody who might be listening to this. To our tens of viewers.
Tens of viewers. Okay, I wanted to let you know that I'm a big deal now because I'm published.
Oh.
So, there's this little magazine called Long Story Short, and I was a featured person, an expert, if you will. So I joined. Wow. There's a guy who calls himself the Avid Archivist, Tim Marsenberger. He invited me to be a part of his magazine that he's putting out on Patreon. And he and I and another guy named Dave spent a couple of hours on a Zoom call talking about a show from 2007. Nerdy good time. You can listen to it on Spotify. You can listen to some of the performances if you're into that kind of thing. It was just
an autograph.
Hey, man, it's in the mail.
Oh, okay.
So
very cool. You're published. You're now Sir Ryan.
I think I can now update my bio.
You can, and I can endorse you on LinkedIn.
There we go. Here we go. So we wanted to make this a thing.
So accurate.
This is a recurring thing for us now because Ultra Blast has been killing it, and I especially of all the ones that you were doing subtweeting on this week and last week, this is the one that jumped out at me because. Frankly, I identified with it so much.
Yeah, so what I would recommend is I would like you to try to imitate this right now. So let's see, I'll try to do it too. Okay, it's not really working, and it's just showing too many things moving around here, and it's really embarrassing. But that's what working from home feels like.
Well, and the bandwidth issue is another metaphor, right? That's what happens.
True.
When you think about it. When you get deep down, Pizza Skulls. All right, you know what?
Pizza Skulls.
My son is consistently amazing me because I tried to introduce Spaceballs to my sons back when they were much younger, and probably it was how you watch the old 80s films. Oh, yeah. And they're a lot inappropriate and have language and situations that you don't remember.
Yeah.
And then you're watching them with your 10-year-old and you're like, oh, wait a minute.
Oh, God, yes.
Well, that did not go well back in the day, but he turned, my younger son turned 18 this week. Shout out. He had a little movie watch party with a couple of his buddies that he fishes with now. Anyway. They took a fishing boat.
Fishes. Sure, boys.
Yeah. They're doing something out there in the woods, so I'm just glad they're not in the house. But they decided to come back and watch Spaceballs, and I was like, wow. So
Baseball. I feel like I'm surrounded by assholes, but that's really cool, man.
Yeah.
I love that movie. My kids love that movie. it's one of those movies. If it's on, like I just leave it on. You know what I mean? Like you don't care where you pick it up. It's
Totally.
just so good.
Spaceballs,
just
the
so good.
mug, Spaceballs, the hat, Spaceballs, the everything.
Yep. So you could almost do something like this where you could be like, you know, you could do one of these and be like, is now, is
Right.
now, you know.
Yes. My one dad joke when I came in was just asking them if they had gotten to ludicrous speed yet. So that's
nice. I love it.
That's what you do.
Love it. What's next?
Moving right along.
Moving on.
Okay.
I like to pressure you into whoa.
So have you heard about this? This is not a news story, but the picture on Ultra Blast reminded me about it. Is that there's a company in Australia that is, and this is an old story from like a year ago, but they were going to start producing some of the old phones from the Matrix. And this picture I thought was appropriate because my subtweet for the Ultra Blast photo of the week was, you know, are you taking the blue pill and staying inside, or are you taking the red pill and you're going to face August 2020 head on? Lame.
Wow. That it looks like that thing, like you like click it and then a knife would come out or something. I mean, the rocket.
Maybe talk to me about your rockets, because I think you're gonna have like a new rocket every week or something. It's like your new bag.
So this is my rocket of the week. Well, we'll go with that. So if you just click twice, I love the face on this thing. This is a Lockheed Martin Atlas II AC-118. Nice. It's an expendable launch vehicle launched from Cape Canaveral Air Station, carrying a DoD payload on this day in 1995. So this is not new. This is old. But look at the face on this thing.
Yes.
So let's see. Can you try to imitate that face? Bring it back up, and then let me see your. I love it.
That is definitely. This is again. This is August 2020. This is
if you take set my like WebEx preview image to this.
This is the red pill, right? Like if you take the blue pill, you can live in a fantasy world. If you take the red pill, you're strapped to this rocket.
I love it. I just love it.
All right, so I have started. I know we talked about doing the sequel challenge, and we're going to cover that on an upcoming episode. But part of the retro 80s stuff that I have been falling back into, you know, and I treat 80s movies now kind of like comfort food, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
You can pair them with comfort food if you choose to, but I start out with a nice foundation. And this week I was watching a doubleheader, Krull, and some film called Space Hunter, which I'd forgotten about. But apparently it was like a Star Wars knockoff with Molly Ringwald in it as a.
No, dude, I've never heard of that.
It's insane. So I highly recommend it because it also has Ernie Hudson of Ghostbusters fame.
Oh, hell, I got to see it. Where did you find it?
Well, I literally bought this. I'm going to click in here. It's literally one of those double header DVDs where you like pick one or the other and there's no special features.
Oh.
So I was kicking it old school, and I just love Krull. I have to watch Krull like once every year because I just don't think there's a lot of sci-fi like it. It's in that weird space of like, it doesn't know if it wants to be Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or Star Trek.
Oh yeah, Krull is super
like,
weird.
It's totally weird in all the right ways. So
I'll tell you, my 80s movie this week was Conan the Barbarian, and wow, that movie is still quite a journey, let me tell you.
Oh yeah.
We
talked about Turtles. Talk to me about 8-bit computers produced in the Soviet Union, because I'm confused.
Okay, so I don't know a damn thing about these things. This is an AGAT, I don't know how it's pronounced, but it's a Soviet computer. Look at this thing. It's beautiful. Like, I want to display this in my home. Look at the colors. Look at the angles. Look at the way the logo is on the CPU.
Nerd alert.
Look at the disk drive. But look at the colors on the screen and the crazy looking monitor. Like, dude, I just want this. Like, I want it right there. See this space right here? See this wide open space? That it needs to be there. And my only comment on Twitter was just, I need this. And everybody else started chiming in like, holy shit, man, me too. I just love this thing. So I don't know anything about it. I am not
some people, but there's some people
a
in
member
here
of the former Soviet Union.
You're not. But
no, you're not.
There's some people here that are commenting that they've seen them. maybe we can get lucky. Maybe there's somebody that can bring it back from the 80s.
So I do have a friend who lives in Moscow, and I am tempted to ask him. I did go on eBay. It didn't go well. This thing is just gorgeous. And
I want to understand the
AGAT or
keyboard.
AGAT or whatever it is, they produced all kinds of products. So it's not like this was all they did. I found watches and all kinds of stuff. But this thing is gorgeous. Now, what were you saying about the keyboard?
So I'm looking. I thought that the keyboard would be a different layout, but maybe I'm wrong. I can see that it has a different, a different character set or what have you. But this reminds me of an item that I have some. Some people put custom keys on their Clacky keyboards, and I have one that I've had for years and years and years and years, since back when I was a developer, and I kept it around. And I think I need to break it back out for 2020 because I want to zoom in on this. I want to show everybody. We've got the red panic button, and I need to install this, but it doesn't fit on my MacBook Air or my Chromebook.
I love it.
So
I love it.
There we go. All right, what do we got? So, Graeme.
Oh, look at that thing.
I got to ask you. I got to get rid of this first so you can calm down and pay attention.
Okay, I'm sorry, I can't.
So, Bill and Ted have an important question for the universe. How is it going, Internet Dudes? ? And I think you have a response.
Well, I recently went to I found a store at the Solomon Pond Mall here in Massachusetts called the Toy Vault. I was going down because I had to upgrade my fancy new phone here, and so I was down at the mall for a while, and I went into this store called the Toy Vault, which I had never been in before, and it's like a museum of toys where you can purchase everything, but they also have a lot of repro and, kind of like the stuff you and I saw at that store in San Francisco. What was the name of it again? Super 7. They had all that kind of stuff too. 7. But I found these, the Wild Stallions. I found these two action figures for Bill and Ted. By the way, Bill and Ted 3 have bumped up their release date to August 28th, I believe, coming to theaters and video on demand. Yeah, to you. So get ready for Bill and Ted 3. I'm excited. Yeah. We're all excited. Cannot wait to see it. And by the way, connect with me on Twitter, because just this past week I shared my idea for a prequel series that I thought that they could do on Prime Video or Netflix or Hulu or something, where so here's my thought on this. If you watch Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, you will see that Socrates and Billy the Kid are unusually good friends throughout right from the get-go throughout the entire movie. And I kind of I've been watching the movie and trying to pay more attention to what's going on around Bill and Ted, because I've seen the movie, I can't even imagine how many times since the day it was released in the theater. And so I had this idea that Bill and Ted are obviously not the first time travelers. A lot of people have done it. Their whole society in the future is based upon it. So my idea was that this was not the first time Socrates and Billy the Kid have traveled through time, and that's why they deal with the oddity of time travel so well, as Bill points out at one point. So my idea was you have a series where it's like Socrates and Billy the Kid when they were younger, and you see why they started traveling. You start to realize that the yellow pages, all the ads in the yellow pages are taken out by historical figures because they are aware of time travel. They have time traveled previously. That's why it's not a big deal to them. And that's why it's so easy to find all these guys. They don't have to wander. They just find them. And so many of them just dealt with it so well because they've done it many times. They weren't like Freud is not surprised when he sees the time machine. He kind of does one of these a little bit. So that was my idea, is they could do a prequel where it's like what all the stuff that happened before Bill and Ted.
I think I fell asleep there for a minute.
Sorry. Was I boring?
No.
Move on.
I think what we need to do is we need to hit print screen on these tweets and send it to your friend Ed.
Yeah.
Because
Ed's really not
think
my friend.
I say friend.
I think he only followed me.
Industry. There's friends and there's social media friends, right?
Right.
So we send him the printout and we say, "Hey, man, Prime Video, Prime Video. I mean, I think Netflix will fund just about anything.
Dude, I would definitely watch a limited series, even if it was sort of an anthology where it's like each one of them gets their own episode, right? Or I think that's the right term. I would totally watch that. So anyway, that's my Bill and Ted prequel theory. Coming out August 28th, I think. Check it out. Bill and Ted 3.
I feel like you need your own, like, I feel like you could also like have a one-man show where you like reenact this new like alternate timeline.
I could. I definitely could.
Another option. That's another option.
That's a thing. That would be a real thing.
All right. Speaking of pizza, we go back to.
Speaking of pizza,
the altar of beeplecrap on Instagram, and I just wanted to give another shout out because every damn week he is entertaining me. And look,
so good.
Why does he have the turtles on there, man? It's like it's freaking me out, but I'm intrigued. There's a turtle that's not mutated. I don't know what this means, but does it mean that we're like unmutating and 2020 is like the reset button? I think Beeple knows something we don't know, and we just need to search for clues in this artwork. That's what I feel like.
What if it's like there's clues in each one, and then it teaches you how to like steal the Declaration of Independence, and on the back of that there's
there you go.
There's a clue to like treasure that's in like Mount Rushmore. There's a vault. I don't know. That's just an idea. And maybe like Nicolas Cage is there. Hashtag.
Well, that's what we need. When you bring the Townie Turtles together with Nick Cage, now that is a winning formula.
I like this. I like this a lot. I think you're onto something. I like where you're going.
Okay, speaking of national priorities in 2020, I started a Twitter poll last night, and this is shameless plug. I was just thinking to myself, as I was reading around midnight, as you do, the latest executive order from the White House, it was discussing the national emergency around banning a social media app.
Yeah,
TikTok.
Most important thing. There's nothing else going on right now, dude.
I just wanted to let everybody know that with our tens of viewers, that we have 17 people weighing in, and they... Gary weighed in. Well, I know Gary did because he was blowing up my DMs, but the Twitter edit button, and for some reason the pandemic was number one, and it sort of boggles my mind that when you have such a national emergency about a video platform that is threatening the fabric of our society, that I don't know. I just think we have our priorities out of whack. Okay. So if you agree with me, if you don't agree with me, go to the poll, go to @therab on Twitter, and let your voice be heard.
2 days left. So BFF test here, buddy. I voted. Which one do you think I picked?
I'm gonna say election.
I voted for a tweet edit button. You don't know me at all. Our friendship's over. Next.
All right. I guess we should just dissolve the show. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Don't worry, Gary. We're not telling the truth. The show's still going to happen.
I know. We wanted to do something around thanking the fans. And I got to say, before we talk about Murder Hornets, Gary, thank you so much for your letters. Thank you so much for your notes of support.
You're our number one fan, Gary.
We love our fans. I know that you are. We need to have like a new, I think, Weeks In fan badge system of some kind, because Gary, you're knocking it out of the park. Keep it coming, buddy.
Yeah, I really agree. Gary, you've tuned in since we actually started this as the Rewind show. You've been a faithful viewer. I know. I can't remember where he lives. I think it's Cleveland, but it could be Los Angeles. It might be Miami. I don't know. I've got your fan letters here. We really, really appreciate it. And by the way, Gary, shout out for sending in physical paper, by the way, as opposed to an email and a DM and everything else. Well, should I read one of his letters?
That's if you'd like. If we have time, you can. Let's take a minute and go for it. Yeah.
Let's go ahead, guys. I just wanted to sign in and tell you, I don't know why he said sign in on a piece of paper, but I like it. I just wanted to sign in and tell you that I think your show is fantastic. You guys are witty and funny and so incredibly handsome. Thanks, Gary. He's talking about me. Coming up, would you please dig more into Marvel versus DC? I'd like to know your thoughts on that. And also, if you are excited or not for the upcoming Ghostbusters sequel, which was moved to 2021. P.S. Graeme, you're so much smarter than Ryan. I don't know how he puts up with it. It must be very difficult for him at times to put up with your extreme intelligence. Signed, your number one fan, Gary. Gary, I got to tell you, it's really nice. But then he sent a follow-up.
But
hey guys, it's Gary just signing on again. I wanted to let you know that I felt bad about my last letter. I actually think Ryan is the smarter of the two, and we all know that Ryan is the actual engineer, whereas Graeme is just a marketing wannabe liar. Terrible. Follow up to my last question. I understand one of you guys is looking at getting a boat. Will it hover over the water or just drive through it? I am fascinated by everything you guys do. Signed, your number one fan, Gary. Thanks, Gary. Actually, I'm the one looking at getting a boat, and yes, it will be a hovercraft. Superman? What are you doing, dude? Where did Superman just come from?
He flew in because he flew in from the Fortress of Solitude, and it's laundry day, so he's wearing his the alternate. You know, if you're a true DC fan, speaking of Marvel,
if you are.
You'll know that the Jack Snyder cut is coming to HBO Max this October.
Did you just say Jack Snyder? I'm pretty sure you said Jack.
No. Zach with a Z.
No, I'm pretty sure you said Jack. Hey, folks, weigh in. If you're on Twitter right now, weigh in. Jack versus Zach. What did Rab just say? Because I'm telling you right now, it's this. Wait, he's this way. He definitely said Jack Snyder.
What else? Okay, me and my buddy Kal-El, man, he's making a comeback. That's my point.
Anyway, Gary, thank you so much for your letters and your fandom. A genuine Week's End T-shirt is in the mail and on its way for you, buddy. Thanks, Gary.
Yes, sir. Hot pink, baby. All right. So, is there any other? Right?
Any other fan? I doubt it, but at least we have one. Oh, Murder Hornets.
We have a Murder Hornet update. We first covered this story, I want to say a month or so ago, and we were just laughing about it. We were just, it kind of seemed trivial at the time, but now we know that there's a task force. They've captured the first Murder Hornet in Washington State, and now the task force is frankly up against the clock to destroy the colony before apparently Murder Hornet mating season is set.
I love Murder Hornet mating season. It's like the Mardi Gras of the bug world.
Well, and I imagine it like I do with we can get into a whole religious debate about alien versus aliens, but with aliens we got introduced to the Queen and the Hive, and I can only imagine, we can only extrapolate what the Murder Hornet Queen looks like. But in my mind, it's frightening. And so I'm scared.
I got to tell you, I bet the Pacific Northwest is just buzzing with this subject. All right, next.
Well, before we go, my favorite response is that this is all a ploy. This is just an elaborate marketing campaign for Marvel.
I would be impressed.
Marvel Phase 3. And Ant-Man 3 is one of the next films up on the docket. So it does sound dope AF. I agree.
It does. It's okay. You can. We swear on our show.
All right, we're not going to this yet. That's final story. Let's not talk about NASA again.
No.
You know what?
Nope,
I have a question for you. Let's bring it back to. It is still summer, so before the Murder Hornets take over, I put out a question to folks on social, just saying, "Hey, everybody, what's your travel plans looking like?"
Well, I'm going to go out that door over there and go to my kitchen.
The number one response was the backyard. If you do, in fact, own a home. But as this map indicates, despite the fact that the U.S. State Department is either already or considering lifting the the travel ban on our side of the house, there's really not that many places that are all that exotic, I think, to visit other than Alaska, which is technically not another country.
Well, yes, it's a state.
It's a state. It's a state. It's a state of mind, I think, right?
Yeah.
That my show is The Friends.
Wait, whoa. We are not moving on to Neverending Story yet.
We're not?
I need to do my rant of the week because I am
my God.
very pissed off.
I was really, really hoping, Graeme, that I could get by without indulging you with yet another rant of the week. Okay. So I apologize. I'll give you the floor. You have 29 seconds. Go.
So, folks, I got to tell you, I am really upset this week. I don't know if you heard about this, but it was an absolute debacle. So there's a company called Analog, and they make some fantastic retro gaming technology. And they came out with a new handheld. And I grew up as a Game Boy aficionado. And they came out with what's called the Analog Pocket. And it's an amazing device. It's beautiful, comes in black, comes in white. I wanted the white. But it you can actually use Game Boy cartridges. It upconverts the graphics. It's got a synthesizer in it to do all kinds of really cool MIDI music stuff. You can get cartridges for like Atari Jaguar and all kinds of other handheld systems from back in the day. And I love it.
Hey, you've only got like 15 seconds. You got to hurry.
So here's what happened. They had a pre-order this week, right? And all you had to do was click in at 11 a.m., 8 a.m. Pacific time on Monday. You click in, you order your unit, you're done. And then it comes in May 2021. I was on within seconds. I had that white one in my shopping cart. I tried to order it. And then I got stuck in this shipping loop where it's like you're waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. I waited 7 minutes for my shipping to update. By the time it updated, the product was sold out. I was fucking furious. I flipped out. I got angry on social media. I took them to task for this. People, look, if you're going to have a pre-order, you don't let all the scalpers and bots buy them. You let the people buy them. And why did you limit it anyway? What did you limit it to 200? What would you limit it to 2,000? Because you had people like me who were ready to shell out the funds. All right, I'm done. Anyway, Analog Pocket. I'm still mad. I'm still pissed. I will still definitely order one from you as soon as you let me know that I can get one. I'm sorry. Now I'm boring Ryan again. All right, let's go on to the Neverending Story.
All right, everybody. I just want to let you know if you want more of this riveting commentary, you can follow Graeme at Graeme Knows on the Twitters and other. Oh,
I've talked a lot about it. Let me tell you, I've been pissed all week.
Places. That has been the Graeme rant of the week. Thanks for listening, everybody. So
thank you.
Here's the thing. What you just described, I can very much empathize with. I have no idea what you were talking about, but what you described was the exact chaos, fear, confusion, doubt, anxiety that every Avett Brothers fan goes through with the fan pre-sale for tickets.
I thought you were surely going to go to the Taylor Swift album, but I'm glad you went back to Avett.
I'm right there with you, buddy, because actually – we are going to see the Avett Brothers at a drive-in that's going to be held on a racetrack. Amazingly enough, in Charlotte, North Carolina. So they are hosting a concert in 2 weeks, which just happens to be my wedding anniversary weekend, my birthday weekend, all wrapped up into one. But there's going to be social distancing and bluegrass.
Wow. And probably drinking and sex for you. All right. Anyway, move on.
We'll see.
All right.
I don't want to set expectations too high, Graeme. I mean,
okay. Are you ready to sing?
I'm ready to sing. What are we watching here? Why are we talking about Neverending Story?
Because
it's back.
It's back, baby. It's on Netflix. One of the greatest, craziest movies that come out of the 80s is available. Ready? Let's sing. The Neverending Story. Da 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 da. The Never-Ending Story.
I think I forgot the word, so
you forgot the word. And P.S., you're a horrible singer. But the important part is, this is available, and this is one of these great movies where it's like, here's what I love about this movie. I still love this movie dearly. I think it's a wonderful film. It's cheesy in the right ways. It's exciting in the right ways. It's all about a kid's imagination. When I was younger, I thought it was the bomb. But it's funny because it's one of those movies when you watch it with your kids now, they're just like, Dude, are you serious? This is horrible.
I know. Well, see, here's the problem. Here's the problem.
Lasers firing, explosions.
You and I, we cut our teeth on this stuff, and a lot of it is amazing. The special effects are questionable now, but that's part of the charm.
Yeah.
Some of it, I would argue, is better than CG, and we can have that debate on a future show. But
I would agree.
I will argue that a lot of the creature work, the puppet work, all of that stuff is like a lost art now, and that's why you have the popularity.
Totally agree.
Like a Mandalorian. That's why I was just watching. If you
haven't, or the Dark Crystal that came out,
or the Dark Crystal, right?
Yeah.
If you're sort of looking for something to help you go to sleep, there's a YouTube channel called the Oral Knots. They do a lot of.
I love them.
They do a lot of Star Wars parody stuff, and they have like Kylo Ren come on and talk about stuff in an angry emo way. One of their latest videos is my favorite because it's a go to sleep lullaby for Baby Yoda, where Mando is singing to him to try to get him to calm down, and it's magical.
I love it.
It's how I cry myself to sleep every night this week. So
that sounds great.
There we go. All right, that is Week's End, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining, Gary. Keep on. Tell your friends.
Gary, we love
your neighbors.
Gary, thanks for these totally real letters. I really, really appreciate these. We read every word on them, buddy. Thank you so much. Keep those letters coming.
And everybody,
never-ending story.
Never-ending Week's End. Thanks for joining. Leave us some comments below because we appreciate the love.
Anybody watching this? I don't think so. We don't really care. We do it for each other. It's fine.
This is just a little way for us to nerd out and not feel so disconnected in our work. Hashtag WFH life. And that'll do it. So why don't you play us out? What you got?
I'm going to sing the never-ending story.
Oh,
the never-ending story.
Okay, I'm singing something else.
Da, da, da.